Alright, so if you're following the title of the video, Mad Lions Koi were cooking with this VARUS top draft, and I want to speak a bit about why this is actually super interesting. And to start things off, to be honest with you, the interesting part starts with the amount of options that begin in this draft. So a lot of teams' favorite openers right now are things like the VARUS, Ashe combo, I would say, as well as Lucian combos, which is also another really risky thing that Fnatic banned for. And things like Rumble, right? So with that out of the way, the main two things that I could have seen Mad Lions Koi going for here were one, the VARUS, which they opted for, two, going Lucian B1 here. So normally what happens is that a lot of the chains when they go Lucian is that it ends up being Lucian, and then they trade one of the two Lucian combos. So in this case, it would have been Milio. Then they would go like Nami, and then you handshake like 8th Milio. Or you could even go Jinx, honestly. I think it's not bad. And then you trade, right? But I believe the idea here is that they pick VARUS so that they have a good matchup in case they go for Lucian Nami. Because if you would go VARUS Ashe here, then Fnatic is disincentivized from going Lucian Nami, even though it's very strong, because VARUS Ashe would probably still stomp it in lane. So that's the idea. Lucian Nami can't really dash in. So VARUS would exceed in the highest priority. Therefore, Fnatic heed, and then they're like, yep, all right, no worries. We're just going to go 8th and deal with it. The Vi comes out, very standard counter. Then a lot of teams just go Azir here, right? Very normal stuff. And then you see Ivern here, guys. Ivern. It's so random, right? But it makes sense because by the time you get to the end of this draft, you're like, I see. And that's what they were preparing for. So this is a little bit of an off angle by Mad Lions. And by this point, if I'm Fnatic, I'm thinking, that's a little bit weird. A little weird, but that's okay. We'll pick our quirky counter pick. It's a very safe play to do. And I don't mind the fact that they went quirky here. But in hindsight, there could have been potential for them to shift their picks. But can you really blame them? It's really hard. So next up, they banned the Ashe. And what are Fnatic missing at this point? I believe it's Tops Up. And then Mad Lions are also missing Tops Up. So they're pretty matched right now. And Fnatic blind Cassante. This is where the pivot comes in, because you go VARUS top here and Cassante cannot breathe. You're like, hold up. This is actually disgusting, because now I'm Cassante. I can never play this matchup's unplayable. To be honest with you. I'm not sure if Mad Lions needed to cook that hard in order to do that. There are other things that you can do in order to achieve the same result, arguably better, against a champion like Cassante. So, like, let's say in this case, you could even go Vayne top. It's arguably better, as an example. So you wouldn't need to cook like that badly, right? It's a really cool draft, but I think they were thinking a little bit too hard about this. Let's put it that way, right? Because let's say you can go Azir on 1, as an example. You could still go Ivern on 2, or Rakan on 3 or something. Just something random like that, and then you can go Vayne with the same chain. And that would work out. The main trade-off that Mad Lions go for here is that they end up going down 1 tier in terms of the quote-unquote good laners at this point, going down to Xayah Rakan. And although another option here is that Lucian Nami is still up. So there's a lot of options that Mad Lions could have taken for here. They could have went Lucian Nami 4-5, and they have VARUS top on with that, it's like, holy, it's like so much damage. But understandably so, the Xayah Rakan gives a, let's say, more well-rounded comp and also deals with the Vi. So I believe the idea here is that they want to force Mad Lions, they want to force Fnatic into certain picks so that then they can use these pivots and really cook in order to garner their advantage, let's say. And although I wouldn't say it's the most useful way to pivot in draft, but I think it's a really interesting one. And I think it was definitely creative. So I think kudos to them for that one, and that was it for this vid. So yeah.